Ji, Jai Gurudev. My name's Jazz and welcome to your Saheli chat show. With me as always I have two lovely guests. I have Gudyal Gacha, hello Gudyal, and Davinda Ubi, hello Ji.
Hello Ji.
So now, today we're going to talk about, we're just going to cover a little bit about ਕੱਪੜੇ ਲੀੜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਸੂਟ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਢੇਰ ਲੱਗੇ ਹੋਆ ਘਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਮਹਿੰਗੇ ਸੂਟ ਆਪਾਂ ਖਰੀਦਦੇ ਆ ਫਿਰ ਨਾ ਹੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹ ਸੂਟ ਸਿੱਟਣ ਨੂੰ ਜੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਨਾ ਹੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਣ ਨੂੰ ਜੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਆ we're hoarding ਤਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਫੇਰ ਕੋਈ ਦਿਨ ਸੌਂਦਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਹੋਰ ਨਵਾਂ ਲੈਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਕਲੋਜ਼ ਫੰਕਸ਼ਨ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਮਹਿੰਗਾ ਸੂਟ ਤਾਂ ਰੱਖਣ ਨੂੰ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਸੋ ਆਪਣੀ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਆਈਸੀ ਲੇਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਰੀਸਾਈਕਲਿੰਗ I think that's really important to push that forward.
And but देखो ना लगता ही नहीं सीखे. When you say recycling and it's on it's proper packed and everything.
एक बारी पाया सूट dry clean करके अगला दिन दाया in the packaging. So it looks like new. ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹੀ ਆ ਆਪਣੇ ਸੂਟ ਪਾ ਲਓ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਕਿੰਨੀ wastage ਆ and like you know with the recycling whole situation saying save the planet but ਆਪਾਂ Indian ladies that ਕਿੰਨੀ wastage ਆ ਕੱਪੜੇ ਲੈਣ ਦੀ and I think it's such a good thing ਤੁਸੀਂ would you buy
I would have although Austin on Sunday I wanted to my ਸਾੜੀਆਂ ਦੇਖੀਆਂ ਸੀਗੀਆਂ but by the time I was so busy ਮੈਂ ਗਈ ਸੀਗੀ landed packed up the problem because I share my kapre anyway my puppies me my friends and we enjoy it you know and I like when somebody shares mine as well my friends like it as well because so at least tasalli ho jande at least we're getting a good wear and good getting money worth out of it so we don't mind sharing and
they're not cheap are they kinne mehenge kinne bright kinne colorful eh gal hundi hai sare ne pehchan lena main oh paya so we should really consider rather than hoarding on to them they're no good to anybody are they जिन्ने ज़्यादा पुराने हो जाते फिर कुछ ने देखना भी नहीं अगर ते दो तीन नारी पाके isn't it a good thing if we do find this lady that's doing it tell her to have them offers and also ਦੇਣ ਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਪਰ ਖਰੀਦਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਉਹ ਮਾਈਂਡਸੈਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੋਕ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ you know she can only sell them if somebody actually wants to buy them so she needs to sell more she's selling some but not as many as that want to give her suits because everybody's got ਝੋਲੇ ਬੜੇ ਟੈਚੀ ਬੜੇ ਘਰਾਂ 'ਚ ਪਰ ਮਾਈਂਡਸੈਟ ਉਹ ਲਿਆਵੋ ਥੋੜੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਖਰੀਦ ਲਈਏ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੂਟ ਸਾਨੂੰ 600 ਪਾਉਣ ਦਾ ਸ਼ੌਪ ਤੇ ਮਿਲਣਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ 100 ਦਾ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਹਾੜੀ ਪਾਉਣਾ
that's right
no it's a really good idea I mean because ਭਾਰੇ ਤੋਂ ਭਾਰੇ you know ਕਿੰਨਾ ਵੇਸਟ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਗਈ ਆ ਉਹ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਮੰਗਾਉਨੇ ਆ so somebody's got to buy it over there ਉੱਥੋਂ ਇੱਧਰ ਨੂੰ ਲਿਆਉਣਾ ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਾ ਕੇ you know so
and ਜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਇਦਾਂ ਚੱਕਿਆ ਆ ਬਈ ਚੱਲ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸੂਟ ਸੈਲ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ ਥੋੜੀ ਕਮਿਸ਼ਨ ਮੈਂ ਰੱਖਦੀ ਬਾਕੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੈਸੇ I think we should support it
I think so definitely I mean I know a lot of ladies I do know them and they don't like wearing the same suit twice but महंगे लेंदे महंगे हैं but पाने नहीं वापस है ना
but what do you think it is that holds us back because like say like 2 or 3 friends have gone to an event and they see somebody selling brand new suits and somebody nearly new What is it? Is it? Do they feel ashamed? What?
I think it comes down to that.
I think it does come down to shame. I mean, it makes them judge you that you can't afford something. So whereas ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ English ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ they're quite happy to say oh I bought this at the charity shop
we're British or
that ਤਾਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਉੱਥੇ ਬੁੱਕਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕੁਛ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ but suits is a very personal thing ਉਹਦੀ fitting ਵੀ quite tight so you might not want that closeness of somebody's outfit
I think it's just they don't like to judge on their status and their financial situation
status but Gandhi I don't know about the next generation but our generation definitely have this status thing stigma of
especially after weddings can elaborate karte so the venue has to look really posh and महंगी तो महंगी फिर charity वाले कपड़े पाए such a posh venue doesn't go that's what it is
ਅਸੀਂ wastage ਉਹਦਾ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਚੱਲ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ wastage ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ and the stress and you know if something honest like me and my sister we're the same size we do share and I share with my daughters as well if you know if we can get into each other's whichever outfit so if it's dry cleaned washed I mean in India the brides they hire the outfit for their wedding day
I know about that
and then they get the top notch
they hire them the wedding outfits and stuff just hire them
and gore look ਉਹ ਚੈਰਿਟੀ ਇਦਾਂ ਨਾ ਸੋਚੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚੈਰਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਚੀਜ਼ ਮਾੜੀ ਮੋਟੀ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋ even this lady who's does the suit, she has the top-notch outfits that somebody, the second-hand one she has is you may have worn them once or twice and then you don't want them anymore, and then she also has brand new ones that say मेरी मासी ने देता चाची ने देता पर मैं तो पाना नहीं हैगा, and like my daughters do, somebody gives them something and they're not going to wear it, it ends up on my bed, and I'm thinking, why is it on my bed? Because we don't want it, mom, do something with it. What am I going to do with it? So encourage ਕਰਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਹਨਾ ਸਾਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਲਿਓ ਉਹਦਾ ਨੰਬਰ and ਤੁਸੀਂ give your suits but ਖਰੀਦੋ ਵੀ
ਨਾਲੇ ਘੱਟੋ ਘੱਟ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ then share your suits with your own family and friends, and because that's similar to that, but otherwise contact
just a reminder really. I was even thinking at our next event maybe everybody should bring one suit and swap it with somebody if they don't mind, because जिन्नी wastage ਕੱਪੜਿਆਂ ਤੇ honestly I myself have got a room full of mine and my daughter's ਕੱਪੜੇ, such a waste. Once I go in the attic, फिर attic तो कोई चीज़ निकलती नहीं, आनी नहीं मार के थल्ले मैं attic च नहीं पाए, but it's such a waste, isn't it? And
you forget what you've got as well.
That's right.
And we're coming out of it, ਅਸੀਂ ਪਾਉਂਦੀਆਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਠੰਡ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਹੈ winter ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, summer ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਗਰਮੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਆ, and we don't wear them. Even to the ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ everybody's just accepted us just going casually in your leggings, ਕੁੜੀ ਕੰਮ ਤੋਂ ਆਈ ਹੈ ਠੀਕ ਆ, we're not wearing them but we're buying them still. So please be mindful, because it's a lot of wastage, and wherever we can save the planet, do something good for the environment, we should do it. And definitely if you want this lady's details, please contact me and I can give you her details, and hopefully she'll sponsor one of our upcoming shows and then we can give her details out. So that's something good. And again, we'll always touch on, we share life lessons, the good, the bad, the ugly stories, and to make changes for next generations we need to do these in a safe place where we can show up raw, naked, who you really are and what upset you, and how we can turn things around. So for me it's all about making a difference, being truthful to yourself, and this is why I have these two coaches with me, because they make me better, so they can definitely help you as well. It's important to share what's worked and what hasn't worked. We're all quick enough to say, oh, this hasn't served me, oh, kam kharab ho gaya. But what about the good things that people do for us?
That's right. Yes, definitely. We forget that so soon, Hannah. But everybody's, and the good things that do, but even the bad things, sanu fayda ya. Because sometimes, like we were saying before, Hannah, that when somebody just refuses something, always sanu fayda, because then we learn, oh, I wouldn't have done it. Well, main kuch nawa sikh liya, because mappe kar liya.
It's like in my situation when I wasn't getting on with certain people and I was feeling traumatized being around them, although they weren't saying anything to me, but they weren't talking to me and I wasn't getting the love. For me to grow and to do this, because if I was always in that safe place, you don't grow, and I definitely wouldn't be doing this. And the people that you meet when you're aligned to yourself and so awakened are just like second to none. It's just amazing, their energy, their vibe, being around them, and you feel so healed and uplifted.
ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਚੰਗੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ, ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਦੇ, ਪਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ, ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਉਹ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਹੈ, ਸੋ ਦੋਨੋਂ ਪਾਸੇ we need a balance.
Yes, definitely. You go through stages of life when you hate yourself and you show up vulnerably, your vulnerability to others, and that's all okay too.
I mean, if we're vulnerable, then the other person will feel that they can be vulnerable.
Exactly.
And that's the most
important
thing.
That's what we got to, as coaches, because sometimes I do get think, oh, we got all the answers, we sort of sussed our lives and we know how to handle ourselves. No. In fact, we want to get to deeper connect with ourselves, only some lessons stuff on there. So we get triggered, we get lessons coming, and they get more intense.
Definitely.
So how we want to go master our self mastery karni hai janne, only jade test zabardast on there.
Exactly. I mean, like lucky them, they've never been through any adversities, never been through any challenges, and life's always been great. the COVID aya, that changed things,
oh yeah,
didn't it? So COVID, we were all, you know, in the same storm but different boats.
Yeah.
You know, so
lovely way of putting it.
it just came like that. To be honest,
amazing.
You know what? It was just because when it happened, you know, everybody was affected differently. Whereas for me, I carried on working. It was great. They let us work from home. What was it like? Were you still working from?
I was working in the secondary school, and I found it really, really challenging because there was just so many different things that were coming through, and the children had to get sent home, and parents had to be contacted. So it was very, very intense. So I was working in school and working from home, so it's a bit.
So you were like one of the key workers, right? Because you kept the schools going. Brilliant. Dad, was you?
I was working from home anyway, but then the clients we just did online. But I did find, I think beginning जो शुरू हुआ सीगा, I was sort of like feeling the worry and the fear around because my daughter had just qualified as a doctor, and पहली काम शुरू करना, she landed straight into the COVID thing, the first time training. So all my friends are sort of at home, and the बच्चे सारे, I think it was safe, got the kids at home, and there's me sending my daughter out there. So the first few weeks I did find that really scary, and it did bother me. But then I realized she was, the first lockdown didn't happen at her when she was where she's working, Hannah. But obviously the second lockdown was a completely different experience.
See, when they sent us home, you have this fear because I'd always worked 9-5, and you just travelled in these peak times, like, you know, to get there for 9, finish at 5. So you're always in the chaos times travelling. And when they sent us home, पहले तो मैंने पता ना लगा मेरा computer सारा कुछ आ गया. I couldn't function. And I thought, and my daughter used to come in there.
It's a massive transition, isn't it?
I used to be constantly making a banana loaf or a banana cake or banana muffins. She said, Mom, honestly, you'd always like the banana, you'd buy fruit and the bananas go bad, and then you say, I'm going to make something with that. And I used to always be doing something, and my daughter would come, she goes, you're not working. I just didn't know where to begin. That focus was gone.
Different mindset.
It was like, then I thought of, you know, when I went through my trauma of losing my husband, how life had changed. This was like that, but this time it was for everybody. And I thought, I've got to adapt again and, you know, do my best to get some sales in, because I, you know, work as a salesperson. So I want to carry on working, I want to keep my job. So I didn't get any of that furlough, I worked, but the great thing was I got to spend quality time with each of my children. I'd have breakfast with the youngest one, I'd have lunch with my son, and then my eldest daughter would come sometimes with the kids, and we'd have evening meal together. So it was really that quality time, and you cooked from scratch every day. And you know, your mindset has changed, and people that were on furlough that were thinking they're having a whale of a time, you know, and they're the people that are struggling now because they've lost their jobs. Companies have realised, you know, we did without those people. We don't need them.
I think furlough was difficult for a lot of people.
Very challenging.
I think some people need the structure of getting up, getting dressed, leaving the house, and they need that separation. I know that one of my sisters really struggled because she just didn't like the fact that she was at home all day long and not going out and meeting people, and felt really, really intense.
Because you're just at home in those four walls, aren't you, from the morning to the evening. Some of my work colleagues that live on their own, they felt that. Honestly, one of the ladies was almost tearful. She said, I just need to go back. I'm pulling my hair because I live on my own. So I get up, you know, I'm staying in my pyjamas. But this is what I said to her. I said, you have to act like you're going to work. I would never come downstairs without having a shower, putting my work clothes on, all smart as possible, maybe with pyjamas at the bottom, but top looked smart, put some makeup on, and you were ready. It was doing that. It was adapting all those stages, wasn't it?
But I think it was very difficult for parents who were also teaching their children at home. You know, that was really hard.
That was challenging, wearing all these different hats, home teaching, home tutoring, then they were doing their jobs, and then they were cooking. Hats off to them, because
and the dog barking in the background.
And the dog barking in the background. And honestly, when you got one child, it's okay, but when you got 2 or 3, you're homeschooling. It must be so difficult.
I had an interesting time because I was dealing with a lot of clients, so they all had different ways of dealing with it, because like you said, everybody's coming from a different mindset. Some were getting really triggered because obviously there must have been a program running in them that when they were young they probably didn't like being told what to do. They felt restrictions, so they're getting triggered really bad. So they feel that their freedom was being breached and all this, and so I thought all these conspiracy things was going on. So it's different because for them, they saw their world from obviously from a young child, that their world wasn't safe. Do you see? So they actually then they were getting that validation because that's what they believed. But then there were some people that I was working with, they actually felt that at time they actually could appreciate things more. So they're in the space of gratitude.
It's all different perspectives during that time.
Absolutely. And
things they took for granted, actually realised those small things, they actually felt that the lockdown helped them, and they saw the world was a much kinder place. Can you see how it's the same world, but through people's different perspective, experiencing it differently.
It was like COVID to me, it was like life. You know how life has highs and lows? We didn't expect it, and look what happened. Within moments,
and
everything can change.
We're a country where where we feel like we're quite safe. You know, everything that happens to other countries. So this for us is probably the biggest thing that's happened since the war.
Of course,
And I think for the whole country to be on like standstill. It just
wasn't it? Those first lockdown.
So we always think we're all right.
It's like being some sort of movie for a while, wasn't it?
We were laughing at first when in November 2019 when we were getting these funny messages, you know, COVID is happening. Well, what's COVID? It's fine here. But, you know, it hit everybody. And it was like really sad day that day when they sent us home. It's like our Director General, when we left, he put his head down. It was almost like, you know, Till We Meet Again, that song that became really popular. It was really sad because a lot of people lost their lives and we didn't know people were going to lose their lives. It was almost that sad look he gave us because they knew a bit more than us because they go and sit in these COBRA meetings. So, you know, they're always like one step ahead of us. And we only know what we've been told on a daily basis. It was fearful.
I think most people lost somebody. You know, whether it's within their own immediate family or whether it was in their extended
family. I think the ones who haven't come across any sort of loss to the family or if it's hit home, they're the ones that actually feel this is all like, you know, facade. And
even like some of them are anti, like, you know, the jabs, but I personally would say we should listen to the advice given. You know, we're not no professionals, we're not doctors, but listen to the guidance and the advice, and everybody take on their own responsibility. Because you know, we didn't know this was going to happen. And the funny thing was with COVID, the way I looked at it was, you know, anything that was fake, it went. Like your fake nails, because you couldn't go to nail salons, you couldn't get your highlights done, you couldn't have your fake eyelashes, you know. So everything that was fake went for a lot of people. And when that went, a lot of marriages and relationships broke because obviously we started seeing more of each other, and couples weren't liking each other, thinking I'm not liking what I'm seeing. It was a very challenging time.
They had to face their fears and inner demons because obviously, like every person, your relationship is a mirror. So they're a mirror back in their insecurity. Obviously, some people who wasn't aware of that, they were just saying that because of you I'm miserable, but not realise. But we kept ourselves so busy, and that's the way some marriages and relationships has been sort of like been functioning, and it's not been a healthy way of functioning. But just keeping ourselves distant, keeping ourselves busy all the time, we somehow people live out their whole relationship like that.
And that time apart makes it easier to cope.
Because we only see each other for a couple of hours in the evening and maybe an hour in the morning, and then you're in your own world. And then all of a sudden you're together and you're moaning and nagging and 24/7. It just goes to show how tolerant we are. You know, we can't even, the person that you've married, you can't even spend 24 hours with them.
But also, I think mental health has come up so much
Big
for
time.
so many people.
Absolutely.
And I think for me, the biggest thing is, yes, we've got this, you know, COVID's out there, but equally we need to take care of our mental health. Because yes, there are always going to be illnesses, viruses coming, and we've got to kind of mentally prepare ourselves.
Definitely.
Because if you don't, then you can kind of become some kind of recluse or have some kind of mental health, you know. And life at the end of the day, you know, we are only here for a short time, and we've still got to overcome, you know, whatever disease, you know, we've always had big, you know, diseases like the plague and things, and we've just got to hope for the best and do the necessary, take the necessary precautions, but not allow it to kind of fully consume us. Because then you've lost your life anyway.
Absolutely.
If you mentally become unwell, then you've lost anyway.
And it's just being like, you know, doing your bit and being safe, and not like even now, like with the new
Omicron.
Yeah, Omicron. It sounds like some sort of like a gas or an oil company, doesn't it? And it's like, you know, it's not ending, is it? It's a never-ending sort of scenario.
Mutating.
Now with like wearing masks again, I think it's good, and I think we did go a bit lethargic about the mask situation, because you went to the supermarkets, you know, at one stage people weren't wearing them. I was still putting one on for the supermarket. Then you saw nobody else wearing one, so you just took yours off. This just goes to show what we're like. We just want to fit in, don't we?
But I think we've got to relearn that now.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, you know, everybody's kind of forgotten about masks now, and they probably haven't even got them.
No.
So now they've got to rebuy them, then go into shops and kind of relearn that behaviour, which they've kind of, you know,
that we've lapsed from it. But you know what, when I went to work, I was a little bit like worried, because there's a couple of people that have not been jabbed, so they were worried about getting in touch with us who were. So it's quite a tricky situation, but the way they've done it is so amazing. Like a table like this, they've given us one each. So we're still distanced. Honestly, we're still distanced. And also, what they've done is they've like hand sanitizers everywhere, and when we move away from the table, we're putting on our masks. To go to the toilet, you're putting your mask on. To enter the building, you're putting your mask. So anytime you move away from your desk, you put a mask on. And that is so safe, and you feel safe going there.
And it's personal responsibility, isn't it? Everybody needs to do their bit to keep everybody else, as well as themselves, safe.
But I've also noticed, I don't know whether you have, that some people are sort of anti-vax and things. So there's been this conflict, isn't there, going around, people who are, you know, actually for the vaccine and which are anti-vaccine. So there are all these groups are happening now, and friendships, I've noticed, they're sort of like creating this distance now. But I just believe everybody should just do what's right for them, and shouldn't judge anyone. You know, and at the end of the day, you know, if somebody really believes, believes that vaccine is going to keep them safe, it will, because everything comes from belief. It's like a placebo thing, And if somebody really believes that vaccine is going to harm someone, it will harm someone for them, because in their map of reality, in their world, it's true for them. So, he this now. And they will see evidence of it. They will see people dying right in front of them after taking the vaccine, and because that's their world. So we can't judge them. Everybody's right where they are.
Masks ਦੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, so masks ਤੇ ਆਪਣੀ safety ਲਈ ਨਾਲੇ ਬਾਕੀਆਂ ਦੀ safety ਲਈ ਆ, ਹਨਾ?
ਪਰ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਹੈ, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੀ ਲਾਉਣਾ, you know, as long as you've got something to say, you know, that you're exempt, then that's okay. I mean, it's a difficult situation, ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਪਾਉਣੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਪਾਏ ਲੈਣੇ ਆ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ, ਕਰਕੇ ਕਈ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ underneath their nose.
ਉਹ ਵੀ wrong ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ,
there is no point in having it on.
No. But hon, it is the law again, isn't it? It was from this week, wasn't it? To wear the mask at swimming pools, takeaways, supermarkets, hair salons.
Same as before.
Same as before, really. So you just wear it. You know, you don't have to wear it to a restaurant, but you wear it everywhere else. It's just, you know, like you said, hajio gya nahi kite vi hon nami aa gayi variant, and ek winter aa raha hai. So there'll be colds and flus on here.
But like you said, in the day, do you know, believes that masks is going to keep them safe. It will keep them safe. They believe it. It always comes down to that.
On to the Christmas on here, you know, just be mindful about getting together, gatherings. You know, this year keep the window open. Exactly, little things like that. At least this year we're lucky they're not going to cancel Christmas or the Christmas parties, because jere hospitality cha ona le vi kinna okha ya. You know, my dad owns pubs, right? And he said we've owned the pubs for 50 years because they be life the which pub band nahi hoya, and now it's been shut like for, you know, 3 months.
Well, I don't think the economy can cope with closing the businesses and things like that. It's just, we're not in a good place at the moment.
No. It's just like everybody wanted to come to England, and you know, when that situation to England we nahi bach saki.
That's right.
You know, it's like, say, like the plague was. This is like
Well, it is. It's something that
that, you know, I mean, there's some great things that have come out of it as well. So we've got to focus on the positives, like you said, Dab, as well. And je tusi sochoge assi tika la ke bimar ho jana, sade ko underlying issues hai, sanu theek nahi behna. We all know people like that, and then that's what you're going to attract, right?
That's right. Because ik cell sade shri just listening to us. So whatever we keep telling, there is a message they jana ho ke hatna. So if you feel like I'm going to stay safe, my immune system is strong, and I can sort of like cope with any of these viruses, and then you're fine.
I mean, I know you know, a lot of people might not want to hear this, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you do listen to Gurbani and things like that, and you know, and if Maharaj says there's Ikko Ksaya, you know, we've all only got a limited time on this earth, then we are only going to be here for the amount of time that we're meant to be here.
I totally believe you.
If we are going to be going during these kind of times, then that was always meant to happen anyway. And I'm a firm believer of that. You know, when your number's up, your number's up. So live your life to the full capacity up until that time comes.
Exactly.
You know, there's always going to be problems, always going to be diseases out there.
I don't think people are wasting so much time thinking, oh, we shouldn't be, you know, the government's restricting us and making our life difficult. You know, so, you know, change, just make the most of what is happening in life. It doesn't mean other people who are abiding the rules that they're ignorant. It's not because they're ignorant, it's just because they're seeing the world through a different perspective. They feel safe. And the ones that feel safe and they're actually, their immune system stays strong, because what's the biggest thing that damages, weakens the immune system is fear.
Exactly.
So if you're feeling safe, your immune system's strong. And if you think that vaccine's going to help you and it's going to keep you strong, then it will. It keeps them safe.
And it is for our safety, you know, otherwise why would we, you know, be vaccinated? Like, we've never been vaccinated before, 3 times, you know. It's for our safety.
I knew a family that the 2 sisters in the same family, one was vaccinated, one wasn't. They both had COVID.
So I heard that today.
So the one who didn't get vaccinated, she did end up in hospital, and the one who was vaccinated, she had mild symptoms, but she still was manageable. But that's the experience, you know.
That's what I heard today as well. They said, "Jena ne tike nahi laye hai ke o are hospital on the bed." With this new one as well, there's Omnicom that we said. So it is people that are not vaccinated. So please be careful and just look after yourself. You know, all we can do is remind you. I mean, last year, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਸੀ ਜਿਆਦਾ ਬਾਦੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਕ੍ਰਿਸਮਸ ਜਦੋਂ ਹੋਣੀ ਸੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਸੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋਣਾ ਆ, right? Because you know, we're really mindful. I think even at our Gurdwara on Baba Ji da Janam Din hoya, people were really mindful. There was a lot of people there, but they had masks on. And they had the distance where they sat from each other, and langar was served totally differently to how it used to be. Chaos. People were mindful. They just went at different times.
They did, and also they feel safe. They've had probably the 2 vaccines. So in their mind and body thinks that I'm safe. I'm more sort of, you know, got that barrier now, so I can handle it.
And I think our Siane are actually better than anybody else. Because oh, teeke la ke bethe hai, they're safe. They're being mindful. Kithe jande. It's the youngsters that are still mingling and going out thinking kosh nahi hona, kosh nahi hona. Na hove kosh bhi. But they do have to be mindful as well.
That's right. So it all comes down again. Apne soche to se par dhyan rakho. You know, if you keep to yourself, no, I'm safe. You know, and my body is strong, my immune system is strong. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਸੋਚ ਰੱਖੋ ਸੋਚ ਰੱਖੇ ਰੱਖੋ you know ਇੱਕ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਰੀਰ ਮੇ ਸੈਲ ਮੇ ਪ੍ਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਵਸਦਾ ਹੈ keep saying that and you'll be fine.
And what Gadial said was lovely, because she said ਜਿੰਨੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਹ ਲੈਣੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਨੇ ਲੈਣੇ ਆ ਆਪਾਂ ਲਿਖਾ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਰ ਤੋਂ ਹਨਾ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ nothing's going to change that. ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਬਹਾਨੇ ਬਣਦੇ ਆ, ਕੋਵਿਡ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਉਹ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ. It's when your time comes to take your final breath, you will.
We knew somebody again that the whole family had it, but one person at a time they had to go. The whole family had the COVID. You know, why didn't they all go? I mean, like, to be honest, like you see Siane in their 90s, Tike Loaiwa, and they're being really mindful. Look how they've shifted their mindset, right? It's just amazing to see that. And they don't want to go to anybody's house at all. You know, function on that, they don't want to go. And we should be mindful like that. Take a leave out of their books, right? That's right.
And just go to Jaruriya and
also,
be away from, you know.
You know, just take care of your mental health. Don't let this consume you.
Yes.
Because yes, you know, like we've already said, there are always going to be diseases out there. You know, it might be the flu. Our bodies can have any kind of complication, and that can be from eating something, drinking something, from our environment, from, you know, any kind of illness can be taken on board. But if we take care of our mental health and try and stay positive and all the things that Dav's just mentioned, you know, these are the things that are really going to strengthen your resilience into overcoming any issue such as this.
Jade bamari da gal na kari jo aapas vich, you know, na hoya, because every sort of hor vaddiya. You know, whatever you focus on, whatever you give your attention, that will come to you quickly.
And so, one last thing, sorry, just make sure you don't watch the news all day.
I was going to say the same thing.
Stay positive,
At the same thing.
And again, like Gadial said, your mental health is everything. Pay attention to that. Whatever makes you feel good, be mindful and do that. Go for walks in the nature. You know, it's important. Sit in the garden. At the beginning of lockdown, wasn't it lovely for the first time?
Oh, the weather was super.
The weather was amazing, and you could hear the birds singing, and you felt so good.
So they were appreciating the weather and our gardens, and
there was no traffic, and everything changed. But now, when you have to go back to work, I mean, we've been lucky. We're just working 2 days and 3 days from home. You question everything because your work-life balance was so much better with working from home, because you can spend more time doing the things you've always wanted to do, and you still get your job done. Now I'd question it. If I had to go back 9-5 Monday to Friday, I don't think I would be happy. I would question it, because thinking jera kam karo ho janda, why was I doing that? Why was I going in those peak times? So there should be flexibility.
And it takes, and can they 28 days like that to build a new habit. So I did find that most of my clients during the lockdown, or because ghar baithe se TV dekhi jande se, news dekhi jande se, obviously 1 month, 2 months later, it became a habit. So they got fixated that this is it, this is my life, it's just virus, that's it, nothing else in life. And habit ban gayi sigi. So even though we used to tell this particular client that don't switch on the TV, put another channel, it goes automatically, because I did find myself automatically just watching the news, because that's what it does, that's what our mind works. It takes 28 days. If you keep paying attention to that one thing, that becomes a program, a belief.
That's an amazing nugget, right? And it does, doesn't it? You can change anything, but like say 28
But then he also took another 28 days, because then I showed the particular client how to listen to affirmations rather than leave it on all night. You know, so headphones on, and it took over a month to reprogram with a healthy way of, you know, viewing and observing the world. And now it's back to normal.
Exactly. And how much better, you know, do you feel when you're doing that?
But obviously, this client said, none of this is making sense to me. It just seems like I'm being silly listening to it. Or why is the world is safe? Because affirmation, the world is safe, I'm healthy. Because this doesn't mean anything to me, because I said your subconscious at the moment, it can't recognize, it's not familiar with it. Your subconscious mind, it just thinks, no, the world is not safe. He goes, when you listen to it, does that feel real to you? He goes, I said, when you say I'm feeling safe, does that feel real to you? He goes, no. I said, that's just your program. So what you have to do is that the news now you're going to keep listening to something positive. Or weeks and months, and it does work. You have to persist and be committed to that.
It's like our parents, you know, they always said Dokwech, we say Vaheguru, and you hear Siana saying Vaheguru, and like, you know, that goes for all of us, right? When you're, you know, in hour of need, in trouble, say Vaheguru, ask him, and he's there for you.
That's right.
It's
that's why we have the mala. The mala is like, keep doing it, because that's repetition, and that takes away us going, our programs kicking in, and we start behaving. It's like an invisible behavior. Before we know, we reacted, and we gone into that feeling of not good enough, I'm not clever enough, I'm stupid. So if you do Waheguru,
and they used to hold the mala, you're focusing on the positive, right? And you're going to get positive.
It could be anything. I love the world is safe. Kuch bhi kar lo mala, but something healthy.
Something that's going to empower you and make you feel better, and you're going to get more of that, right?
Exactly.
So obviously, you know, like we said, did you want to cover something, Gadial, or had you covered it?
I was just going to say, I mean, you know, during the this is a really, really sad fact that during COVID, you know, domestic violence went really up, went really hard. you know, and if you're anybody out there, whether you're a man or a woman who's suffering with this kind of environment, and your children as well, it's really, really important to try and find the strength and the courage to get support and help. There is a lot of help out there, but sometimes, you know, we feel we're in such a fearful environment, we're too scared, and, you know, even the children, and the long-term impact is so big. So, you know, just be conscious that that if you are in that environment, that there is support out there, and, you know, find a way of trying to contact somebody that's there to support you through this difficult period in your life.
Talk to someone. And even the hair, I remember seeing something, even hair salons, they had a code word, didn't they? So, you know, when you go and get your hair done, because they pick up on these things if you're in a domestic violent relationship, or, you know, coercive. So there is help there, and they've given a special code, so you can get all this information from a lot of websites. Don't ever feel alone, because when you're going through something like that, it's so hard to just focus on anything else or realize that there's help, because you're just in this bubble, and you know, think you've got to stay in there.
I had some interesting people say to me, I wish things went back to where they were, you know, I wish none of this didn't happen. And then, you know, that people, that fear of change and fear of expanding, because the real is they don't want to confront their inner demons that they kept hidden away. But I just, in the lockdown, like you say, any adversity, any sort of conflict, there's, like you said, there's a lesson in there, isn't it? Something they have to learn about ourselves. And I was thinking, through this lockdown, every single one of us, I think every person, we had to have some sort of inner shift had to occur, some inner awareness and learning we had to do. Some people obviously are going through the biggest awareness of their childhood traumas that are coming up, like you said, the fear of not being told what to do. So now they're telling being told what to do, they don't like to be controlled, and all of a sudden thinking, you know, my freedom's being breached, I feel suffocated, I feel stuck, I can't breathe, and all this anxiety and panic attacks people are coming up with. But all of that's release. It's all release is coming up.
Definitely.
And sometimes it's you're having to face your fears whether you want to or not. You know, and you have got to make changes, not just for yourself, but but
it's higher consciousness as well. It's doing that for our, you know, for our highest good. It's saying like, before you can go into the next chapter in your life, you need to be a vibrational match to attract that good stuff. But you can't attract it if you're still holding on to the old vibes, the old vibration of guilt and shame and fear, you know. So in a way, this lockdown has allowed us to, like we call it, awakening. So we're allowed to awaken ourselves and shred all those old energies, so become a vibrational match to the new things now that's going to come into our lives.
It's a reset for everything, isn't it? It's given us an opportunity to look at everything, reset your relationships, your work, whatever wasn't sitting right, you know, it's given you time to look and reflect. New lenses, absolutely.
And that's why so many people did split up. And that can't be a bad thing, because if you were together for whatever reason,
and it wasn't real.
It wasn't a real nurturing, authentic.
Then that needed to happen. So as much as it's sad to hear, but again, it needed to happen.
It needed to happen.
Move forward in their life.
Honestly, and also those that were cheating and unfaithful, all that, they got caught because they weren't allowed to do it anymore. So, you know, it's just been such a challenging time for many people, right? But it's also been, the truth has come out. And again, it shows you life is so short. Whatever you want to do and you're scared of, this should have taught us something, right? We don't know what's around the corner. So stop procrastinating.
So what our souls have come here to do, you know, and if we find ourselves finding a way, the mind comes in, tries to stop the soul from here to evolve and explode, then we get forced. Then these things happen because our higher conscious saying, no, there's no way, you can't run anywhere. What your soul's here to do and your life purpose is going to find a way that you have to get on with it.
And make it enjoyable, create the structure, time, don't just leave things to, you know, hoard yoga. Take action, because that's when it's going to start happening, isn't it?
That's right,
when you like move to the action bit.
Even us, how we met, you know, we probably obviously through lockdown.
It was during lockdown.
So we have obviously learned a lot about ourselves, probably shred and released a lot of this old pent-up energy. So we became that, you know, the attraction, the match we had.
We're all in sync.
We're all in sync.
And when one of us, we're human as well, we get low days, you know, dark days, and it's so nice when you know your, you know, dear friends are just a phone call away. Dav, I'm feeling like this today. Why? You know, it's so nice to be able to kind of get to that straight away before you go too dark and too, like, you know, low. And then it's so difficult to get back up again. But I'm so blessed, like, you know, when you've got the right people and people there to support you. So that's what we're all here for, right?
Well, it's funny, it's my daughter, she's got this picture on her phone. It's like a picture of Dumbo, you know, the elephant. Oh, yeah, and it says, it's got a picture, it's got a writing on there, say, oh, I woke up feeling sad today, but I don't know why. So whenever sometimes I have those days, my daughter will send it to, she goes, Mom, you're having a Dumbo day. I said, yeah, I'm having a Dumbo day.
And it's, like I say, you've got to have that. And it's, again, it's like, you know, when you want to do stuff, do a to-do list and it frees your headspace. Because otherwise we're keeping everything in our head and it feels so heavy. And then your energy's heavy and everything around you becomes like so challenging.
You've got to let it out. And us ladies sometimes, I think we're not supposed to express our anger because it doesn't look very attractive, it doesn't look very elegant. And sometimes if ladies hold more than anything, it's anger, and then we feel guilty because, and that comes in a lot of body sort of aches and pains in the bones and the shoulders and the knees and the legs. That's where we hold on to that emotional energy. So it's so important for us, you know, I mean, I won't literally lash out at the person in anger, but I find other ways, like I'll run or I'll punch something, you know, like a cushion or something.
Take your aggression
it's just
somewhere.
Me taking out the energy out because I'd rather have it out than in here.
I used to, you know, when like my husband first passed away, the only thing that helped me, like we pointed on mental health, was going to the gym. I was just focused. I got so addicted to it. One stage I was going twice a day, telling my kids I haven't been yet, I'm just going, because that was helping me. And because I wasn't thinking about anything, my mind was clear, and I was just focusing on either the class I was doing or the running machine, and it was, you just felt so light and so
you're releasing all these endorphins, aren't you?
And you just felt happy. That was one place, that was my happy place.
And I think that's what you've just said is so important, because we need to find joy, regardless of, you know, all this COVID and Omicron, which is going to be with us forever. We need to find joy in the day, that whatever it is, whether it's watching something uplifting on TV, talking to somebody, going to meet somebody for a coffee, or, you know, and if you're not in that kind of position, you know, maybe just going for a walk with good music on, you know, and if finances don't allow you to do that, then there are other ways of overcoming these
something
kind of
to
things.
uplift you, right? And
you might read a book or go to the library.
Exactly.
Just get yourself out of your mind.
And even sometimes all people need is just an hour to yourself, like call it the power hour, where you just protect your energy and you just do something for you that'll uplift you. So whatever works for you, because everyone's situation is different. Sometimes all you want is to go with a good friend, have that big fat piece of cake and have a hot chocolate, extra hot.
Proper garam.
Extra garam. You know, that's all you want, isn't it? So, you know, I hope our advice and us sharing our experiences are helping you, because that is our aim.
But if you are feeling like we say low, please ring a friend, or like I do with my daughter, she's so helpful. You know, if you need to cry, please cry, and it's okay, because just think of the crying. It's like you open a nalka and you're taking out all this old energy out, and banda halka ho janda, and all of a sudden then koi next task hai, koi job hai, roti banana hai, you make it in a much nicer, happier way.
And when you're making roti for somebody, if you make it with, like, you know, good vibes, or jine khani hai onu bhi kinni
so
changi tarah pahunchni hai ta kinni changi rehni hai ਉਹਦੇ ਲਈ, whereas when you're making it with anger and thinking, oh ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਟਾਈਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਣਾਉਣੀ ਪਈ, ਉਹ ਖਾਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਦਾ ਸੋਚੋ ਹਨਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਿਦਾਂ ਦੀ energy ਪਹੁੰਚਣੀ ਹੈ, because everything is energy.
I always feel better once I've just had a bit of a release. You know, just even like I've got ache and pain, you know, I'll just say, oh, I'm feeling achy, you know, and I'll just say it, and I just say, okay. I always say it to my body as well. It's okay, it hurts, but I'm here with you, you know, like I do that, because it just, sometimes the body just needs, you know, it's just changed the energy, shifting it from worry and stress and fear, just put a bit of love into it, and sometimes it just subsides. Oh, pain halka ho jinda. Somebody else can't do it to you, can just do it to yourself.
I love that. Yes, it is, and it's like, you know, you hear Siana people talking, they go, koi nahi ho jana theek. They're so strong, kuch dukh hai bhi hai, they're old, and you know, they've had amputations and things, and they still say, ठीक है. They never say, no, they just say, chal ho, or they say, ठीक है.
My mother-in-law is like that.
ठीक है सी.
She's really good, my mother-in-law.
Gratitude,
she doesn't
isn't it?
complain, and that's why I see her. You know, she's quite old, but she's still a fighter.
My dad's like that. You know, ठीक है. अपना आप नु संभाल आया. Living with dignity. That's the main thing, isn't it?
And always say to try this, and I usually find something like a goda dukta or something. Well, take goda dukta. Focus on the goda je nahi dukta. I always say thank you. You know, you're working fine and everything. But jit kehne jisse ध्यान देंदे ना वही चीज़ वादी है. So focus on the goda जे ठीक है नहीं दुखता. You don't realize the दूसरा goda also. Oh my God, that doesn't feel as painful. And ना दुखता नहीं हैगा. That's how powerful our mind is.
I love that when you said about the moda. Somebody's moda was hurting, and you said, ठीक है, you're gonna be fine. ठीक हो जाना या. And it will, won't it? When you focus like that.
And the more that I do that, because there's board, koi pressure, you know, koi part, you know, pressure. So you think, no, I'm fine, everything theek ho jaa. It's just saying those kind words, because I think excel and sanu sunde hai. But if you say, oh, tenu ki hoya, something wrong with you, my body's not working right, ki ho gaya, you know, so or who think it's something to go wrong.
मैं ठीक नहीं all the time करके and वातुन दिया सिता ठीक नहीं के जो ठीक हो मांगे तो करेंगे. This is it.
But दुखी जाना
because वो भी आदत पै जाती है इधर बोलन दी है ना.
But because they say what you believe, Paramatma, whatever you believe, I don't say it's right or wrong, but what you believe, then ही मिलूगा. So you think दुखता बहुत दुखता, okay, हो दुखूगा. Simple as that.
And it's like when your mind is tired, it means like your battery's low, isn't it?
Just rest.
So just rest and charge it up with, you know, the good things that you get good vibes from, because at the end of the day, you know, your mind is your baby and it's going to listen to whatever you tell it. That's one thing that's going to listen to you.
That's right.
And surround yourself with people who are going to uplift you, you know. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿਆਣੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਨੂੰ ਖਿਲਾ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮਨ ਹਲਕਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ.
That's the best thing to do.
ਐਸ ਏਜ ਤੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਫਰੈਂਡਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਜਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਡੇਲੀ ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਵਧੀਆ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮਨ ਹਲਕਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ. ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਉਹ ਪੋਜ਼ਿਟਿਵ ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਰੀਰ ਲਈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਨ ਲਈ. ਸੋ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਥੋੜੇ ਜਿਹੇ ਡਿੱਗੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਚੱਕ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ. ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਯੂ نو ਮਨ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਹਲਕਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਹਰੇਕ ਨੂੰ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਹੈ. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਆਲੇ ਦੁਆਲੇ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਿਮਾਰ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਆਲੇ ਦੁਆਲੇ ਬਿਮਾਰ ਆ. ਸੋ ਇਹ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸੋਚਣਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਵੀ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਮੈਂ ਆ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ तकड़ी करा जा तकड़े करा. So things like that.
And best illaj, best illaj and laughter. The laughter is the best medicine. You know, the other day I went to spa with my friend. Okay, we had a little serious conversation. Then I said to her, I need to do something different, opposite. So I was saying, I'm about kappai ba masti kitte, and I love it because all of a sudden, what the serious gal we asi karde si na, all of a sudden that became meaningless. It lost all its energy. And she was, life is so good. You know, she's saying, you know, but because we're being so silly. And I was thinking, I'm only doing this because I feel recharged, because happy, staying joyful, we're connected, high vibration, and then we're connected to Paramatma, we're getting all this source energy pouring into us.
And it's that inner child in you, isn't it? You release that inner child and be happy.
You know, the bachche da roop is like Rabda roop.
It's like, you know, I was telling my son-in-law, I was saying, not my son-in-law, my grandson, I was saying to him, Dylan, your Saheli's going to be 6 years old. Are you coming? You know, in his little head, he had a little 6-year-old girl. He said, is she coming today, Nanny? I think, oh my God, look how loving and how lovely it is to listen from a child's perspective. He had in his head this little girl coming, and really one of the girls brought her little girl. We had this conversation that day before, and then one of the little girls, Suki, brought her little girl, and the little girl was there, and I said to him, Dylan, there was a little girl there, and you didn't come. And it's just like, say, they make you so happy when you talk to the kids. They're not judging you.
But even that's a message to you, because again, this Rab always talks through a child. So there's a message for you that this is your baby, and your baby needs like there's lots of nurturing and love and attention. It doesn't need, oh, what do I need to do more to make you better and stronger? I just love you just the way you are. And that's how your Saheli is growing and expanding through the love.
Absolutely. You know, we were there, we felt the love, and people's all week their stuff on social media going up, how much they enjoyed it, because we do it. It's done from the heart. We're blessed. We don't do it for the bare sake. We just do it because we want to give something back, right?
That's right.
And it's connecting women, giving when they come and they unleash something and they find something, or they meet that right person they wanted to connect with, and then ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਆ ਹੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਆ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦਿਲ ਨਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ you won't be short either of anything because it will pay for itself as well. And that's what we found.
That we did.
And it's just amazing.
Yeah, it just shows, because sometimes we don't know, are we doing it through true intention? Sometimes we don't know our subconscious behaviours, but we can only get evidence from the feedback we're getting.
Yes.
The feedback is coming up positive, and banana people, ladies, everyone, if they're having a really nice, healthy impact on them, we know it's coming from right intentions.
And even the Gordians that were there, one of the Gordies said, she goes, oh my God, when I walked in, she probably thought, oh my God, a room full of brown ladies, am I going to fit in? And she was so happy. She goes, I love this so much. She goes, where have you been all these years?
And that's when she did her mehndi and everything.
She did everything. She really got involved. You feel a part of that celebration. And that's where, it all feels so magical. And it's like, us doing this, it doesn't even feel like work. We were on cloud 9, weren't we? And so people said, I said, no, I've got to go to work. I've got a deadline. Then what you made? I said, I don't feel tired because I love it so much. It's my passion.
Because you've got that positive vibe and
but can you say that's it? Because when we're really in that joy energy, we're downloading and we're actually, filling ourselves up with all this source energy. But have you noticed sometimes when we've been at work all day and it's been really tiring and heavy, and we come home and think, oh, I've got the energy to go anywhere, Hannah. And I noticed that. But then all of a sudden, let's say we had to go somewhere and we had such a nice night, we had a dance, and all of a sudden thinking, God, I was tired, Sarah, then. How? Because our mental thinking. And if we hadn't gone to the party, you probably wouldn't gone to sleep thinking, I'm so tired and everything.
Fatigue,
back pressure. But we went out and then all of a sudden, such a good time. All of a sudden, energy kitho aa gayi just because I thought.
We recharged, we had a good time, and we forgot all about being tired.
That's right.
Because when you're travelling in the peak times, you get that tires you out anyway. Especially in the dark nights now, to the Warwickshire or wherever you're driving from. You get tired. And then
so this is a good thing to be aware of, isn't it? So if you are doing anything, if you're doing a certain job or you're going to a certain place and you're feeling really tired, then it's not coming from a place of joy. It's probably some sort of obligation or duty. So you're not doing it authentically. But if you're really feeling high on vibe and thinking, I can stay awake all night. I couldn't even sleep Sunday night.
We were buzzing. Honestly, we were buzzing. All week we've been buzzing.
That tells you that actually we are connected. And then when we're connected, then we're getting all this inspiration coming from, like you said, from higher consciousness. And that's empowering us even more.
Absolutely. And you feel you're doing the work that you were meant to do.
We've been guided and supported.
We've been guided. And then you think everything that we went through was for us to get here. So let's do this and let's take it to the next level. And again, ladies, time doesn't wait for anybody. We've only got a minute left. But, please look after yourself, look after your mental health, and rest your mind, because rested minds work the best. Final message from you, Gudyal?
If you can't see any joy around you, you be the joy for other people. Bring some positivity. If the mood in your environment's low, then you be the person that lifts yourself up and lifts others up. That's what I would like to say. So thank you.
Well, so like say so important ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਹੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਰੀਰ ਦੇ ਅਸਰ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਆ so think positive things and our mental diet is just as important as our diet in a body food diet as well.
And apna khyaal rakho, on winter aaya, pinniyan khavo, look after yourself, have your nuts, have your vitamins, look after yourself, and don't forget the masks. And hopefully we'll be back very soon with another episode of your Saheli Chat Show. Jai Gurudev, and thank you to Kanshi TV.